What's up guys, Dakota here and welcome back to the Driven Mad channel. I hope all you guys are staying healthy and in these weird times that we have going on right now. But anyways, today's video is going to be how to remove the doors from your JL Wrangler, whether it's a 2-door, a 4-door, or honestly even a Gladiator. It's going to be the same process. That way you can have them off and just enjoy the nice day and tootle around town, or take them off for when you're off-roading and just try to get those better sight lines. Anyways guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into it and I'll show you guys what tools you'll need to get started. Alright guys, so when you bought your Jeep, you should have been given one of these little packages or pouches, whatever you want to call it, that has all the tools you are going to need for this. Now if you don't have one of those, don't worry, because you're just going to need a T50 Torx bit, a T40 Torx bit, and then some type of ratchet or screwdriver or something like that these will fit into. And if you ever forget about what size, don't worry, because the door literally tells you on the outside of it what size Torx bit you're going to need. Now let's go ahead and get started taking the doors off. Alright guys, so the first thing that I usually do is I roll down all the windows of whatever doors I'm going to be taking off, because it's going to make it a little bit easier for you to actually grab the door and lift it up and off the hinges once you get to that step. Alright, so now we've got the window down. Now we're going to take our socket, or excuse me, our ratchet in our T50 socket and just go ahead and take the door hinge screws out.
One thing to be mindful of, guys, is keep in mind when you're unscrewing these screws is that you're right next to the door and the fender, so you want to be careful with where you're swinging the ratchet around, because you could hit the door and damage the paintwork and stuff like that, so just bear that in mind.
Alright, then once you've got your screws out, in the Jeeps in the back, you just lift up and you've got a spot to put the door hinges there, so you can put all of them here and they'll be secure and they're not going to go anywhere. And now let's move on to the other screws. Alright guys, so the next step is you're going to want to remove this piece right here, and it's fairly easy. I usually just like to put my thumb in here, grab it, and then you're just going to yank back like that, and then it pops right out of place. And then this is where, if you guys can see, this kind of cloth or whatever this is hooked up to this hook right here, and then this is where your door gets all of its power from. So we're going to need to remove this from here and also detach this guy. Now this one, you have to lift up this red pin right here. It can be kind of tricky because it's not as easy as Jeep sometimes would like you to think. So you push that red tab up, and then once you do that, you're gonna lift this guy and then it should separate. Like I said, it's not always as easy. Sometimes it gets a little stuck and wants to be stubborn, but let's see. So once you get it like that, you can go ahead and disconnect it. So now it's disconnected. Then all we're gonna do is remove this guy. So I'll close the door just a tiny bit to get some slack. And just try to lift it here. All right, boom. Now this is free. You can go ahead and pop this panel back in to its spot. And that's that. All right, now the next step is going to be removing this screw right here, which is where we're going to use our T40. Now you can do this technically as like the second step or the last before removing the door. I like to do it last, because as soon as you take the screw out, this door is just going to pivot kind of freely, so it'll just be kind of moving around, which will make taking off this guy a little bit more challenging. But I just like to do it last just because it's a little bit easier. Alright guys, so remember how I talked about lowering the window? So this is why. You're going to reach your hand through, and right under here is a good spot to grab it and get some good leverage on it. I like to put my hand underneath, and then all you're going to do is just lift straight up to get those pins out, and you'll be good to go.
And I just thought I'd point out, guys, that obviously once you want to put the doors back on, you're just going to do every step in reverse. There's no real trick to it. You're literally just going to do everything in reverse order.
Alright guys, so that is literally all it is to take your doors off and go have a good time. So once you got them off, now you are good to go, get the wind in your hair and kind of experience more of the outdoors and whatnot, and it's just a little fun thing to do. One thing I do want to point out is make sure that you don't just throw your doors wherever. Make sure you've got a good spot for them, because it would really suck if you set them somewhere and then they tip over and either the window inside breaks or something like that. It'd be really expensive to fix, so you don't want to do that. But anyways guys, I hope you found this video helpful, or at least enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and if you do subscribe, make sure to click that bell notification so you get notified for more videos, because we're going to do more videos with the Jeep, off-roading, all that good stuff. And if you're also just a car guy in general, I've got a Camaro 1LE, and also I've got a C8 Corvette on order, so make sure to stick around for those videos, and take care.